You are watching Game 78 of the 2023 Banana Ball World Tour, loved by our good friends over at Zappos. The Bananas are on the precipice of winning the whole thing. Hotter than ever before here in 2023. They are one win away from winning the entire tour. Currently 33-25-2, 8 games better than the Party Animals, and including tonight, 9 games left on the schedule between these two squads. Let's take a look at how the Nanners will align defensively with a chance at securing the tour. Of course, it's the usual suspects. From left to right in the outfield, Michael Deeb, D.R. Meadows, and Danny Hosley. Same for the infield. Third to first, Jackson Olsen, Ryan Cox, Dalton Malden, and Eric Jones Jr. Bill Leroy is behind the dish, and it's the big boy, Ryan Kellogg, on the mound.
Well, amidst all the history we talked about from last night's contest, something that kind of gets glossed over is the fact that the Bananas reached 300 trick plays as a team last night. And how about this? We didn't see any from the outfield, but the infield, each member recorded at least one trick play. It was Cox and Malden up the middle with 2, and Dalton, the man who was able to collect trick play number 300 as well for the Bananas.
And we'll see if the 6'6" southpaw towing the slab for the Nanners can grab his first trick play of the year. Ryan Kellogg out of Whitby, Canada, was a 12th round draft pick of the Toronto Blue Jays in 2012. He opted to go to Arizona State, where he spent 3 years, and then was nabbed by the Chicago Cubs in the 5th round back in 2015. He pitched for 7 years in their minor league system, finishing up in 2021 right here in Principal Park, throwing for the AAA Iowa Cubs. And now he returns to the scene of the crime here in Des Moines, Iowa, as one of the best pitchers on the 2023 Banana Ball World Tour.
And in a sense, it's got to feel like a pretty fun homecoming. You see the smile already out there on the mound. And why wouldn't you be smiling if you're Ryan Kellogg? An average minutes per inning this season at 4 minutes from Kellogg. And he's got a 1-0 record as a starter in 24 innings pitched, a 4.50 earned run average. And his last start, we saw more excellence from Kellogg, only 2 runs allowed, 1 sprint, and 5 strikeouts, and he only threw 77 pitches across those 5 innings, so he's quick and also efficient.
Let's get another quick glance at the Party Animals lineup facing Mr. Kellogg tonight. It is Reese Hampton, Dalton Cornett, and Tanner Thomas due to swing it here in the first. Jake Skoll is cleaning it up, as you can see there. Bryson Bloomer behind him in the 5-hole. Then Joe Lytle, the catcher. Garrett Delano, the extra hitter. Jason Swan at first base. Dustin Baber at second. And Chase Acuff at short, rounding out the order.
It was a pretty quiet game for Reese Hampton and Jake Skoll last night, but you have the feeling, especially when the Party Animals get these 2 games, that they are going to bounce back. We'll see what they have in store as we throw it down to Jesse Cole on the field.
Banana Nation, it's time. So on 3, I need everyone here to yell, start the clock. 1, 2, 3. Showtime.
When over 12,000 Bananiacs tell us to start the clock, start the clock we shall. Another full capacity crowd on hand, as it has been for all 78 games we've played here in 2023. This is the 277th straight sold-out Bananas game, and of course, it's the 108th Banana Ball game ever to be played in front of fans. Reese Hampton wasting no time, skies that one to center. D.R. Meadows underneath it. D.R. Meadows back-flipping for the catch. What a way to kick off Game 78.
I mean, you can't even be surprised. And we spoke with DR before this game started. He mentioned he didn't have a single ball hit to him in center field last night. So when he gets his first opportunity, first batter of tonight's game, why isn't he gonna rip the backflip? Come on now.
Well, you heard me getting fired up. Well, the ball was only about halfway into its orbit to the pride of Vidalia, Georgia, out in center field, because I knew what was happening. Josh and I had DR out entertaining some of the fans here before the ball game, and he teased 3 of his trick plays, of course, the last of which would be the backflip. That was his 38th trick play in 42 tries in the tour, and another really fun chapter in the long-going story of Dalton Cornett versus Ryan Kellogg. They were teammates on the Wild Health Genomes in the Atlantic League in Lexington, Kentucky last summer. In fact, they were roommates on road trips as well, and the battle continues to be a fierce one between the two of them.
Yeah, and so far it's Ryan Kellogg who has come out on top despite Dalton Cornett early on getting a couple hits against Ryan Kellogg. Now we'll see if Cornett starts to get a little more in that driver's seat, and another man who has hit Kellogg very, very well is now in the box, and Tanner Thomas.
Tanner Tinder Thomas fouls that one out of Principal Park. No chance for the fans to make a play on the foul ball. They caught 2 foul balls for outs in the same half inning last night for the first time in Banana Ball history. That was in the top of the 7th. That one up and in. Tanner able to jetson out of the way. That was what looked like a 4-seam fastball. Kellogg will also mix in 2-seam and cut fastballs, as that is a really nice slider cut on and missed by Tanner Thomas. And rounding out the arsenal for the big southpaw, the slider you just saw right there, a curveball and changeup. As the count now full, that one just misses high.
Yeah, Kellogg decided to go back to the breaking ball there with the 2-2 count. You still have a ball to mess around with, and a good take by Tanner Thomas as he now awaits this payoff. Pokes it out to left field, and Michael Deeb, tracking it, will come down with the second out at the top of the first.
Vitamin D battling the shadows. Now Kellogg running around, tossing the ball to Dalton Malden. Cox is now going to give it to Jackson Olsen. Back to Kellogg. Looks like the boys just having some fun in the first, but you always have to get excited when the ball starts getting thrown around like that. Good to see some of the fans in the second deck here riled up for the second ever Banana Ball game in the capital of the Tall Corn State. Now it is the former first-round draft pick, Jake Skoll, who does not chase. Excellent take there on the first pitch slider from Ryan Kellogg, who asks behind him if Skoll did go, and Reggie Liggins said he did, so check that. Jake Skoll actually behind 0-1 to make it 0-2. The 15th overall draft pick back in 2010 was grabbed by the Texas Rangers. And just like Kellogg on the mound, 7 years of minor league baseball experience in total for the Party Animals center fielder.
Yeah, and we've just seen professional at-bats from Jake Skoll against Ryan Kellogg so far on the tour. It's a big reason why the lefty is batting .308 against Kellogg.
Skoll hitting .325 on the tour in total, .445 OBP. Both those numbers are going to get a little boost right here. He was 1 point behind his partner in crime, Reese Hampton, for the tour lead in on-base percentage, and I would wager he has now tied him, if not jumped ahead by a point or two. So 2 singles for the Party Animals, as well as a couple flyouts, and now a very dangerous hitter at the dish. Bryson Bloomer, the third baseman, in his first World Tour. You take a look at the numbers there. On the lower third graphic, they're all superb, hitting .319, 400 on base percentage, slugging .493. The Boomer is a tough cookie at the dish.
And put together another good game last night for the Party Animals as he was able to rope a double and also draw 2 ball-4 sprints and drive in 2 runners as well.
Quickly behind, no balls and 2 strikes. The 2021 and 2022 Collegiate Banana. Trying to put the Party Animals on the board early. He strokes it to third. Too hot to handle for Jackson Olsen. Deeb is going to bobble the ball. He will fire it into third now, and Jake Skoll caught in a rundown. The grade 8 tracking him down. He will apply the tag. Ball in the glove, so that will count. But the Party Animals do push a run across. Cornett scores. Bryson Bloomer grabs his 51st RBI of the tour, and the Nanners will need 1 run to tie the inning 2 to win it. And we'll throw it down to the world's slowest race, but first, another look at the hot shot from Bryson Bloomer. It'll be a single in the book. His counterpart at third, not able to get the body in front of it, and a good recovery there from Michael Deeb as the Bananas escape the inning, albeit giving up a run. Now we check in on our babies as per usual, not a thrilling race out the gate. We'll see if we get any action. Yeah, that is not a happy baby. Some huffing and puffing. Let's check back in on them. Ah, there go the tears. Okay, time to look at how the Party Animals will align defensively. We have multiple criers. So let's check out Hampton, Skoll, and Thomas left to right in the outfield. Bloomer, Acuff, Baber, and Swan from third to first in the infield. Joe Lytle behind the dish, and Brett Helton on the bump.
Well, in talking with Brett Helton in the booth last night, he said that Reese Hampton and Jake Skoll often rotating between left and center. That is what we're seeing after Hampton got the start in center and Skoll was in left. The guys flip-flopping up the middle. Chase Acuff and Dustin Baber continue to do well in the trickery, and they combined for a double trick play for the Party Animals last night. They are now up to 207 total trick plays as a team.
Okay, my dear friends in the control room, we have to check back in on our babies because we had a crawler for a second, and it's that youngster in the Bananas button down who is moving once again. He's separating himself from the pack. Can he get to the ribbon? Just a few steps to go. Look at him go! Oh, an incredible performance from that youngster as we move the finish line just a tad, and he's victorious. Let's get a quick look at Brett Helton on the bump before we kick off this bottom of the first inning. Helton, 4 years in the Pittsburgh Pirates organization after they drafted him in the 9th round of the 2015 draft. Same year that Ryan Kellogg was selected in the 5th round by the Chicago Cubs. And fastball, cutter, changeup, and curve. The heater, low 90s. And everything works off of that as he starts DR Meadows off with a first pitch front door curveball to steal a strike.
And Brett Helton is making his 8th start of the season for the Party Animals. In his last start, he pitched across 8 innings, was credited with 6 1/3, 10 hits allowed, but only 2 runs given up, 1 sprint, and 4 strikeouts. And Helton did this all throwing just 99 pitches and averaging 3 minutes and 25 seconds per inning. Just incredible stuff from the big righty.
He is incredibly efficient. The Greek god of minutes per inning. Nobody, on average, gets 3 outs quicker than Brett Helton, the pride of Colorado Springs, Colorado. Looks down the doctor, the Bananas leader in batting average at .366, as well as on base percentage at .444. So just like Jake Skoll, he came into the ballgame 1 point behind Reese Hampton for the tour lead in OBP. And Meadows slugging a little bit too, slugging .469 as he taps that to third. Bryson Bloomer off his back foot. That's a laser beam across the diamond. And a really nifty play from the man manning the hot corner for the Party Animals.
That's such a terrific play by Bryson Bloomer that goes underrated in a lot of different ways. Bloomer staying patient, waiting back on that ball to come to him, and just using his natural arm strength to fire that across the diamond and nail the speedy DR Meadows. It really makes you remember how good this guy's arm was when he was roaming the outfield for the Bananas back as a CPL Banana.
Yeah, he was a teammate of DR's last summer when they were both in yellow, so he got a front row seat to DR swiping 26 bags in as many attempts across just 20 games. One of the most incredible stolen base performances in a season in Coastal Plain League history. That one just misses the outside corner. And a 2-1 count on the 3rd-year Banana Michael Deeb, a former Chicago White Sox minor leaguer, as his dear friend Reggie Horton fired up in the dugout, bouncing around. Oh! Bouncing around in left center. Reese Hampton comes away with the catch, and we're going to say that the ball hit the ground after he tried some trickery on the exchange to his buddy Skoll.
Yeah, what an unbelievable jump by Reese Hampton. It looks like that ball was sharp enough that it was going to be able to split the gap, but with a guy whose nickname is Reese Lightning, you can be sure he's going to come away with that catch. Heck of a play by Hampton, as now Dan Ober sends this drive out to deep left, and Reese takes a couple steps back, now has to crash in, and this one will actually fall in front of him as Dan Oberst will hustle his way into second base with the double for the Bananas.
16th two-bagger for the 5th-year Banana, and you understand why Reese Hampton started his route at the track. Off the bat, that looked like a carbon copy of the homer Dan Oberst hit to give the Bananas the opportunity to choose if they were going to be the home or away team in the home run derby pregame. Instead, he is the inning-tying run in scoring position. Whole lot of wind blowing through the air here tonight in Principal Park as well, so I wouldn't doubt that that played a factor. And now Eric Jones Jr., the first baseman in the cleanup spot, coming in hitting .312, the tour leader with his 12 homers, is going to bounce it to Dustin Baber, who goes between the legs for his team-leading 74th trick play in 80 tries, and Brett Helton holds serve. It is a 1-0 win in runs in the first inning for the Party Animals. They lead the game in points by the very same score.
And that has got to feel great for the Party Animals, especially after losing some points last night in some heartbreaking fashion, to go ahead and strike early here in the first.
Let's get a look at why Zach Phillips earned his first Showman of the Night award an evening ago. And it is rare when a guy comes in and only pitches 2 innings of relief to earn a Showman of the Night, but that's just how magical Mr. Phillips was.
And look, we've got to admit, he might have been aided by some aspects, which would include his first pitch of his outing being caught by an officer in the stands. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. And you see all the fans around that first base dugout getting incredibly excited, and the officer just kind of shrugged it off. Now, only 2 batters later, with Jason Swan up at the plate, that's another catch by the fans, and you see it with Phillips, who decided to go a little sidearm there against Swanee, and boy, banana ball history, the first ever fans to catch 2 foul balls in the same half inning. Remarkable. And then Zach Phillips here in the 7th facing Sam Claycamp, 0-2 count. That is a swing and a miss and a 1 minute and 55-second minutes per inning mark for Phillips. And you see the fans getting recognized down there on the field. How cool is it to see 2 fans at once getting recognized? And now back out in the 8th, a little bouncer in front of the mound. How about Zach Phillips sliding and making a great throw onto first? And you got to give credit to EJ for that wonderful pick. Just you see the all-out athleticism for Zach Phillips. And here facing Reese Hampton, that's a liner to EJ. He spreads out the arms, and that's a 1 minute and 49-second MPI.
Now we have Ryan Kellogg looking at the sky because a drone has a banana ball, drops it from about 200 feet up, and Kellogg can't catch it because it was an absolute moonshot. Now he will ascertain the ball off the infield grass and tell Joe Lytle he's throwing him a fastball, and Lytle cuts and misses. So good old country hardball, that one right down the pipe. The ball has been marred by its flight on the drone, so a new weapon for Mr. Kellogg, and now the Party Animals catcher with a 1-1 count on him.
Houston, we had a problem.
Yeah, a big problem. That thing was dropped literally from outer space. I don't think that was in the game plan when they thought they were going to drop a ball from a drone. That had more hang time than our director of entertainment, Zach Frangelo, when he descended from the rafters during Game 1 of the 2018 Stanley Cup playoffs. Check that, Stanley Cup final. Anyway, we'll get into that story on a rainy day. We actually already did get into that story on a rainy day earlier on this tour, and we had Zach on the broadcast. Let's get back to the present. Lytle, the catcher for the Party Animals, hitting .320, a .390 on base percentage, slugging .451. It's been a really excellent tour for the Party Animals backstop.
And we've seen Joe Lytle just in the month of August alone recording 7 hits, and 3 of them have gone for extra base hits, all of them doubles.
OKC kid has been a professional baseball player since 2018. Started in the Frontier League with the Evansville Otters, then spent some time in the Can-Am Association as well as the American Association. And then the last few years has been back in the Frontier League as a payoff pitch coming now. And we're still going to have a 3-2 count.
I believe that was ball 4 to Joe Lytle.
I was also confused, but gonna just play it as it lied and let you make the assumption. Well, it's gonna be a strikeout. And confusion abounding here in the top of the 2nd inning.
I've got no words right now. Again, these are the things that baffle my mind. This is very reminiscent of our 4th inning last night.
Yeah, in which the Party Animals scored a run. It was Bryson Bloomer driving in said run as he brought in Jake Skoll. And then the inning ended with just 2 outs being recorded. They said that once everybody left the field, including Bloomer, to the Party Animals dugout, He was out of the baseline, had given himself up, and that was technically the third out, but that only would have happened because all three umpires and everybody else on the field thought that the second out was the third, but I digress. It's a 2-0 count on Garrett Delano, who will come join us in the broadcast booth after this at-bat. He's the extra hitter, last night's starting pitcher for the Party Animals, in which he threw a superb 5 innings of 1-run ball while striking out 5. And he's the donut hitter tonight, so if he goes down on strikes, the full capacity crowd of over 12,000 will be gifted free donuts. Instead, it's a crazy play by Ryan Cox. Delano thought it was ticketed for left field, so he was jogging out of the box, then had to turn on the burners when he realized the glove magician had nabbed it, but enough speed to make it an easy infield single.
Yeah, and that really shows you the range of Ryan Cox out there. You can never be too sure that a ball's not going to leave the infield with Cox manning that shortstop position. And for Garrett Delano now, how about this? He's got at least 1 hit in each of his last 4 starts offensively for the Party Animals.
No slouch as a base runner either, although certainly playing in those shorts takes away some of his sliding capabilities. He's 2 for 2 in his stolen base attempts, even with the bizarre choice in bottoms. And now Jason Swan, the first baseman, gets fisted, and Ryan Cox will barehand it. That is the 128th trick play on the tour for the glove magician. There's just nobody like the pride of Aliquippa, Pennsylvania.
And you're seeing yet another hot start here between the Bananas and the Party Animals. We're only, an inning and almost a half into this ball game, and already 3 trick plays. So you're seeing a great pace from these guys after both teams combined for 10 last night.
And it's the usual suspects. The man at the plate, Dustin Baber, who ended the first inning in which the Party Animals nabbed the point. He grabbed a trick play at second. In the first, it was D.R. Meadows, who is third on the tour with his now 38th trick plays. Dustin Baber is second with his now 74 trick plays. And of course, we just mentioned it, Ryan Cox is first with his 128. So who else but the big 3 already notching trick plays? So that one, I guess, missed a bit high, is what Vincent Chapman would tell a perplexed Ryan Kellogg. Randy Voss, the first base umpire, and Reggie Liggins umpiring the bases right now on second base. When no one's aboard, he will be over in foul territory off the third base side. 3-1 is barreled into left center. D.R. Meadows throws his glove on it, comes up empty. Baber's got extra bases. Delano is going to score easily from first, and Dustin huffing and puffing. He has himself a stand-up triple. How about that? 4th 3-bagger on the tour for Derek Ginger, and the Party Animals have a run in both innings tonight.
And that's just putting yourself in a favorable situation as a hitter and knowing the guy you're facing out there on the mound. If you're Dustin Baber, you're able to work that 3-1 count. You know Ryan Kellogg not one to issue many ball 4 sprints. You sit on a fastball to be able to drive that out. That's exactly the pitch that Dustin Baber got. And he's also benefiting from D.R. Meadows trying to chuck that glove at the ball and then having to take a less than ideal route to get to it, which resulted in Baber getting that stand-up 3-bagger.
Dustin now tied for second on the tour with those 4 triples. That is with Ryan Cox, the Nanners shortstop. They're both 2 behind Jake Skoll, the tour leader, with 6. Heater behind the tush of Chase Acuff, who pretends to bop his 2021 Bananas Coastal Plain League teammate in the head with the bat. Turns on that one, but right to Michael Deeb. And Acuff, who had himself a single and a triple and a 2 for 3 performance last night, will fly out to end the frame, but a clutch 2-out 3-bagger from Baber. And for the second straight inning, the Nanners will need a run to fend off giving up a point. It's crowd sing-off time now here in Principal Park, which has been standing since 1992. There's been a professional baseball stadium here since 1947. That was Pioneer Memorial Stadium. And then 12 years later in 59, it was renamed Sec Taylor Stadium. That is the ballpark that the Iowa Cubs took over in 1981 and then built Principal Park. At least it was finished being built in 92. An incredible arena for banana ball, and as the crowds participate in this crowd sing-off, I feel like it's an opportune time to update everybody on our beloved broadcast pet, Larry Brock Lobster, who was not able to make it off the East Coast for this journey.
No, he was not. It's tough, man, because you learn to love something so much so quickly, and then you realize how precious time can be. And unfortunately, I'll say for Larry Brock Lobster, it would not appear that TSA took a liking to him as much as we did.
No, but they did promise us that they would take him to the Atlantic Ocean and free him so that he could be with lobsters out in the ocean, as he should be. At
the end of the day, the TSA folks, they're humanitarians, but boy, did they say that those Larry the Lobster claws were certified weapons.
Of course, and obviously Larry's child also going with him to the Atlantic Ocean as well. Hopefully they can have a blast palling around off the coast of Maine. A whole ton of islands and great rocky coastline to hang out on as Dakota McFadden bounces it to Chase Acuff, who tries a new trick play and fails. Boy, you got to appreciate the creativity. He tries to bounce it off his knee. It takes a tough ricochet, and D-Mac scores on only the 4th trick play missed in 41 tries on the tour for Acuff.
Yeah, and we've seen Chase continue to try new ones. He tried catching a banana ball in his cap, now tries bouncing it off the knee here, and that's okay for Chase Acuff to come away with the trick play missed early in this inning, especially considering the Party Animals up a run currently.
But now Malachi Mitchell replaces his fellow third-year World Tour banana over at first base. D-Mac, the recipient of the trick play missed by Acuff. Flash the Kid, more stolen bases than anybody on the tour by a long shot. 70 swiped bags and 76 tries for Malachi as that ball barreled to right center by Jackson Olsen. Skoll and Thomas converging, neither will get to it. Malachi already around third. He's getting the wave around, he will score. And just like that, Jackson Olsen has tied the inning in one fell swoop.
And that's where things can get really difficult for the Party Animals. Unfortunately for Brett Helton, the inning now tied, but you've got to remember this is not a situation where that run is earned against Brett Helton due to the trick play miss. And how about this? It's our showman of the night from last night, Zach Phillips, who is coming to pinch run for Jackson Olsen.
That is truly thrilling stuff. You saw the athleticism that the 4-year Kansas City Royals farmhand employed last night on the incredible sliding play on the swinging bunt. So now he will represent the potential inning winning run, and the 6-year banana, Bill Leroy, the catcher, will have the fate of the inning in his hands with nobody out. Phillips bouncing off second, and the first pitch curveball fools Bill Leroy, who is red hot. We went over it on the pregame show, but nearly a 1,000 OPS here in August. Batting average up to 286 on the tour, a 376 on base percentage. He taps that one to short, and between the legs, Chase Acuff fires that one over the head of Jason Swan, and it's the 2nd trick play missed from the Party Animals shortstop on the inning. Phillips advances to third, and still no outs with the inning-winning run now 90 feet away. You just never know with banana ball. Acuff had only missed 3 trick plays in 40 tries coming into tonight's ballgame. He's 0 for 2 on the evening, on the inning for that matter.
And this is exactly what Brett Helton had talked about last night, is on the first pitch, Ryan Cox sends this into center field and walks off the inning for the Bananas. It is the defense that costs the Party Animals a chance at getting their 2nd point here in the 2nd.
Both runs unearned for Brett Helton, but that doesn't affect the fact that this game is tied at a point apiece. The Party Animals gift the Nanners the opportunity to tie the game, and they seize the day. We will have Garrett Delano in the broadcast booth. That is, of course, going to be after our player dance tonight. Maceo Harrison and the boys will boogie us into the 3rd inning, and after that, Delano on the mic.
From your Bananas, Vinny, the Italian Stallion Derubius, Flash the Kid Mitchell, Zach Phillips, and Alex Ziggy Ziegler.
I was just standing
Well, an incredible job, as per usual, by Maceo and the boys. Party Animals and Bananas teaming up in a game that is tied at a point apiece with 2 innings in the books. And we pop up into the broadcast booth as Biko Scala, Josh Talevsky, now joined with ace of the Party Animals, Garrett Delano, who is also the extra hitter tonight and is already 1 for 1 with a run scored. How you living, Garrett?
I'm out of breath, man. First to home and then up the concourse. I'm a little out of breath, but I'm good.
Yeah, I hear you there, man. So can you run us through what it's like running the bases with your cut-off pants?
It's not fun, but I told Gillen this the other day. I was like, it makes me a better base runner because I have to be sure that I'm going to be there standing up if I'm going to steal. So I'm 2 for 2 on bags this year.
Looks like they opened the inning by trying a repeat of the drone pitch. This time it was caught and thrown in there, but a ball, as our third base cameraman nearly gets clipped by the Reese Hampton foul ball. Top of the order here for the Party Animals in the top of the third. Hampton, Cornett, and Thomas due to swing it.
Ooh,
Reese laces it foul. Split almost taken out on that one. Hampton flied the first ball of the game to center. D.R. Meadows backflipped and made the catch to get us going. And obviously when you had the idea for pitching in shorts, as that one off the hands, and Michael Deeb is throwing away his glove. He bobbles it, and he barehands it anyway with the right hand to the chagrin of Mr. Delano.
Yep, that's winners and losers right there.
That is unbelievable stuff. The last 2 trick plays we've seen from Michael Deeb have been this juggling barehand catch where he's essentially tipping it to himself. Wow, the recovery from Michael Deeb there, it is remarkable stuff.
It's like he meant to do it. He is now 8 for 11 on the tour in his trick play attempts. Here's a trick play from Eric Jones Jr. Kellogg puts the tag on Dalton Cornett, his teammate in the Atlantic League from a summer ago, who singled and scored the inning-winning run in the first.
Running away with trick plays right now.
Yeah, how about that? It's been an exciting one early on tonight.
They saw us working on our backflips during pregame. You see that?
No.
I learned how to do a backflip today.
How is everybody learning to do a backflip?
Turns out they're not hard. If you can get off,
That's a tough one.
We'd like to see it.
Infield single for Tanner Thomas. That was going to be a tough play to get the speedy Party Animals right fielder who flew out to Deeb his first time. So it's all in our mind. Is that the key?
So what happened was me, Maceo, and Flash got together in pregame, and they said, and I jumped. I was like, "You think I can do a backflip?" And they were like, "Yeah, you could definitely do it." So I jumped, and then they got behind me, and they said, "All right, jump, tuck, and fall down, and we'll catch you." Did that a couple times, and they're like, "All right, jump, tuck, and do a flip. We'll roll you." Did that a few times, and then they're like, "All right, do it on your own, and we'll just have our hands there just in case." A couple of those, and then I just did one for the first time. No hands, no nothing, landed it.
Okay, sweet. So hopefully we'll see a backflip incorporated into a 6-2-2 coming for you here. This is a 3-2-2. Second pitch to the fourth batter of the third inning. So I guess it's really more a 3-4-2, but I digress. Jake Skoll a single his first time. And behind 0-2 against Kellogg here.
And you're seeing all smiles for Ryan Kellogg, who has continued to tell us that he wants to continue to get better and better at the dancing with these 3-2-2s out there.
They're tough. They're tough. I usually avoid them when I can, but I've got 2 down this year. One I messed up. The other one, church clap, smoked it. So I'll get another one before the season's over.
That one gets the outside corner, and a strikeout looking second K of the evening for Kellogg. He is able to hold serve as he keeps the Party Animals off the board for the first time tonight. You get another look at the heater that froze Jake Skoll on the outside corner. That's set up by a heavy dose of sliders that start there and end up outside the zone. We have a little water balloon derby going on between both sides. So Jesse Cole versus the young professor. And you talk about your 6-2-2s that you've done. Of course, one of the most infamous was in Scottsdale, where Noah Bridges got an unfortunate inside the park home run because of it.
Yeah, that was tough. That's the one I messed up. I don't remember what I did wrong, but it wasn't good. That was probably the most nervous I've ever been on a baseball field because that was the first one I ever did. I was literally, heart was beating out of my chest, and I still messed up. And then he hit a home run on it. And they didn't even release the video. It was so bad. Maybe one day. Maybe after the season they'll release it.
Yeah, it's in the bank of content.
That's really hurting my ERA plus right now.
It'll make the blooper reel of all the content from this season. And Garrett, you mentioned nervous. Now, For a couple of your starts offensively, you have had the unfortunate pleasure of being the donut batter, being informed by Shark. You ever get nervous when you're up at the plate as the donut batter?
Not really, because the worst thing that happens, you strike out and everyone's getting donuts. So who cares? And people thank you after the game for it. So, and usually I'll get a free donuts out of it.
So you feel like a real humanitarian, don't you?
If you don't strike out, good. If you do, you just say, you're welcome. I didn't want y'all to go home empty-handed.
It's a win-win. It's a win-win. I never looked at it that way because I had that question in my back pocket. I was going to ask if you change your approach at all when you're the donut hitter.
Maybe the first at bat. First at bat, you see something, you just want to get it out of the way, just hit it. But, no, not really. After the first at bat, you just settle in.
Yes. Well, your first at-bat of the donut hitter tonight resulted in an infield single, which off the bat I'm sure you thought was going to end up in left field until Cox knocked it down.
No, I capped it. It was a 2-1 changeup. I capped it. I thought maybe he was going to catch it, but luckily it got down.
Looks like a screaming line drive for base knock in the book. It's going to be 9-10-1 for the Nanners here in the bottom of the third. Brett Helton back out on the mound, who I'm sure it had to be a motivator in your quest for a backflip to see Brett Helton pull off backflips on the mound.
Dude, I didn't even know he could do it. And then one day randomly he got a showdown save or something and did a backflip?
Correct.
Like, what in the world?
To win the game.
They say it's a lot easier on the mound because you got that down slope.
Okay.
So
this is when he snared the liner right back at him.
Oh, yeah.
That's a shot from Danny Hosley, and it will be
nice.
snagged. Nice sliding catch by Jake Skoll, positioned perfectly to rob Hosley of a base knock.
Not a fun yard for a home run derby, huh?
No.
That's pretty messed up.
That was tough.
Some screamers not get over the wall.
Well, 335 down both lines, and it's
a 40-foot wall all the way around.
Correct. We thought Grayson Stadium was tough for homers.
We need to do one at Grayson one day.
Sure we will. It'll be interesting when it comes to the Party Animals Tour next year.
Yeah, true.
Woven into the Banana Ball World Tour. I don't know the details, so don't ask me. But the Party Animals will get a whole lot more of some home game action.
That's going to be nice. I'm so excited.
Now, Dalton Malden, the second baseman, will swing it. Well, I mean, when I talked to you before last year's World Tour, which was going to be your debut into Banana Ball, which was, of course, your first season with the Party Animals, as Malden fooled pretty bad on that curveball from Helton. His first K of the night, we go to the top of the order, D.R. Meadows, who barreled a ball, but straight to Bryson Bloomer at third his first time, was thrown out on the ground out. You talked about, Garrett, how when you came to Banana Land for the first time in 2018, one of the really fun things was having such a powerful crowd in your favor. How different is that, being the heel in the situation as a party animal?
It's definitely tougher. The beginning of the year, it's like you have your chip on your shoulder. You know, you wanna keep spoiling the Bananas night. But then after a while, you're like, all right. Then we got the party animal game in Savannah. We had 3 great innings, the greatest 3-inning game of all time. Some are saying.
I agree.
That was awesome. That was awesome. So we got a little taste of what it's going to be like once we get our own tour going.
Yes.
But it was awesome. But
now, have there been any stops on the World Tour where you felt like the fans were really starting to adopt the party animals as their own?
If I remember right, Vegas. Vegas was kind of nuts.
That's what everybody has said.
It was like after the first night. I think we had a really good first night, if I remember correctly. And we had a lot of fans in Vegas.
Makes sense.
It's so hard to remember all these places.
Yes.
It's like you just throw in a different fishbowl every weekend.
That one out of the stadium, so no chances to catch the foul ball. Yeah, this is your 30th stop of the tour, and I completely agree when I think back as Brett Helton frees those beautiful locks that will be cut off thanks to over $10,000 being donated to Bananas Foster. That's September 4th, a Monday night game, the final Grayson Stadium game of the tour, as DR sends that one to right. And Tanner Thomas goes behind his back, catches it right at his tush for his 9th trick play of the tour.
What an animal.
What an unbelievable snag there from Tanner Thomas. You see a defensive gem by Jake Skoll to start the inning, and Tanner's going to round it out, going behind the back for his 9th trick play. What a catch.
Look at that. On the run, hop, skip, behind the back, see ya.
In the air. I don't think either of his feet were touching the ground when he grabbed that ball.
He couldn't have done that with his big butt in.
It is good stuff. We get the Banana Band blasting away. Now, was the Banana Band in all of its power on your maiden voyage as a Savannah Banana in 2018?
Was it? Say again.
Was it cooking? Was the banana band in full force back then?
I think so. You know what I remember? I remember this dude that had the banana beard.
Yes.
You remember that guy with the big, huge banana beard?
He was at the last Thursday night game we had in Grayson Stadium.
Okay.
We got him on the ESPN2 broadcast. We came back from a break.
I don't know if the band was around, was it?
I mean, I'm 2020. It was there in 2020.
I don't think it was around because I don't remember, because it started being around whenever we did like the first band walk up, which I'm trying to get one. I don't know if Fran just told you.
No.
I've been levying hard for a marching band walk up. They won't let me have it, but maybe next year we'll get like a EDM party band walk up for me.
Now, when the Party Animals had their home game, of course, you guys had a rock band playing.
Yeah.
Did you ever think about coming up with the rock band introing you in?
That would have been awesome. I didn't think about it though.
Now,
but that would have been sick.
I don't want to interrupt you, but Garrett, are you being pinch hit for in this inning because you're due up third?
I don't think so.
Okay, so we may have to bid you adieu for now.
Yep.
I've got so many more questions that I've got for you. We'll bring you back up into the booth before this tour's over.
Okay.
Thank you so much for joining us,
It was a pleasure. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Best of luck at the plate.
Go
man.
Animals, baby.
Garrett Delano. That's the man right there. Glad we were able to let you know. So his spot did come up in the order, and Vava and Claycamp were looking around for their extra hitter. I didn't even scrape the surface of my questions for Garrett Delano.
I don't think that I did either. Boy, that conversation was really flowing there. We had a great vibe going on.
I didn't want to let them know. I figured they could figure it out down there. Tucker Perry right now, one of the Party Animals relievers, holding a bat in a spot where maybe Delano would be waiting in the hole. It's going to be Bloomer, Lytle, and then Garrett, if he can get down there in time, as Vincent Chapman calls time. And with an 0-1 count on the Boomer, he dusts off home plate and shakes that tuchus like only our dancing home plate umpire can. Surprisingly, I have never seen another human being in my entire life do that bouncing dance with his whole body, with his legs spread wide on the ground. It's like he's on a trampoline. It's like his whole body is perfectly parallel to the earth, and he's bouncing on a trampoline.
So my hotel roommate, Evan Olawani, and I were trying to emulate that the other night, and it did not go as planned. In fact, I almost hurt my shoulder. So, I'd like to think I'm not getting that old, but if I'm about to like dislocate a shoulder, maybe there's something wrong with me.
Oh, tough hop. Eric Jones Jr. able to get it to his 6'6" starting pitcher covering the bag. Just able to beat the speedy Brayson Bloomer, who had an RBI single his first time, knocked in Cornette in what would be the inning-winning run in the first. And once again, another sparkling defensive play tonight. Both teams putting on a clinic.
I don't think that one was planned by EJ, but it's an excellent adjustment. You see at the last second that ball take kind of a funny hop because of that infield dirt, and it's EJ just getting down to his hiney, being able to smother that ball, and a nice flip to Ryan Kellogg, who was wise enough to start moving towards that bag. And you know what was also wise? Joe Lytle staying in the box there and not advancing on that wild pitch from Kellogg.
You're spot on. Look at one of our amazing K-Clubbers down there with the Noggin Boss hat. That is Matt Wolf's autographed Noggin Boss hat, worn in the ball game that the Bananas played against the Party Animals in George M. Steinbrenner. That was an incredible kick slave by Bill Leroy there. Great banana ball IQ by Joe Lytle to slam the brakes on his steal of first base attempt, and he does the exact same thing on his sprint attempt. Michael D was going to be the 7th and final Banana who needed to touch that ball, and he was ready to barehand it and fire it over to Ryan Cox covering first base. But Lytle content with a one-base sprint.
And you saw a very aggressive turn for Joe Lytle, who was trying to go ahead and advance to second there.
Oh, take it?
Yeah, take it. There you go.
So my first kiss happened at the bowling alley.
Attaboy.
I was in 7th grade. This is nerve-wracking. I don't like having the mic. Yeah, so that was my first kiss. Back! Ah!
And that is Eric Jones Jr. asking Joe Lytle the story of his first kiss, and now EJ, still with the mic on him, makes an incredible catch! Falling into the Bananas dugout He ascertained the banana ball with both feet in the field of play, so Delano fouls out after sprinting down from the broadcast booth for that at-bat.
Look, that is much harder than it looks, and I say that for multiple reasons. You've got to ditch the mic and then go after that foul ball, and to be that close to the dugout and the railing and keep your feet in play. What a great snag by EJ, really showing off the glove here in the fourth.
Two snazzy plays by the Nanners first baseman. He may have more action here. No, the fans are going to get a chance at a play. Jason Swan fouled out to a fan last night, a part of that historical 2 foul-out inning. Bryson Bloomer was the first victim of the fans. Only time that one has happened in 1/2 inning in banana ball history. Swanee popped out to a barehanded trick play from Ryan Cox his first time tonight.
Now, what did you think of Joe Lytle's first kiss story, Biko? Did you make you feel things? I thought it was awfully romantic. The bowling alley, man.
7th grade, that was my year as well. So relatable. Bowling alley, that was some interesting, I never had a true date at a bowling alley, but you know, kind of some charged group hangouts with some co-eds.
I'll tell you what, I have had a date at a bowling alley and it did not go well.
Okay, terrific. That one is going to be discussed on September 4th. The last banana ball game at Grayson Stadium of the tour. If you just donate $1,000 more to Bananas Foster, Josh will tell his entire bowling alley date story on the air. There goes Joe Lytle, and that one smoked into left by Jason Swan. Lytle is going to get the wave around from his good partner in crime, Mike Vivacis, and that's going to be an RBI double for Swanee, who picks up his 38th stake on the tour, and the Party Animals have put a run up in 3 or 4 innings now tonight.
Yeah, and Jason Swan is putting together a solid month of August. Now hits in 7 of 9 games in August, and this is coming off of the end of July where he ended 4 straight games without recording a hit, and not only that, racking up some extra base hits as well as he gets that double, and it was a perfect hit and run situation as Joe Lytle was also taking off on that pitch.
Really fun little dance circle there from the Party Animals. Bryson Bloomer, Jake Lialios, and Brandon Sherman, all leading their teammates, and Bill Leroy in the fun, who is an awfully quick learner, as you can see. Lytle showing off his athleticism as a catcher. Guy can move it. 7 for 9 in his stolen base attempt. Scores easily from first. Of course, it helped that he was off on the pitch. And now Swanee at second base for Dustin Baber, the second baseman, who stroked an RBI triple to left center his first time. That one popped up out of the premises here in the capital of the Hawkeye State. Dustin Baber line dancing by himself. He is a saddlebags legend in Savannah, Georgia, and across many of the stops on this tour has found his way with his girlfriend Alexis and our director of entertainment Zach Frangelo to the nearest line dancing bar.
He's the guy I'm looking to if I'm at Saddlebags. He's the guy with feet that I'm looking at.
Really incredible to watch. Continues to groove in the box as Kellogg checks on Swan at second with Malden covering.
That's got to help with the jig, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, they seem like one would aid the other. A 2-2 pitch coming here. Swanee off second base with 2 down. That one fouled off, once again out of the building. Baber, a Babson Park, Florida native. Shanks that one down the right field line. EJ in pursuit, and once again runs out of room, but the fans help him out. Foul ball caught by a fan to get Kellogg out of the jam.
And you could see the excitement from Eric Jones Jr., the arms shooting up when the fan was able to come down with that one. How about that? An incredible way for Ryan Kellogg to get out of the fourth.
And that, Josh, is why you bring your glove to a banana ball game. Beautiful catch by that youngster, with EJ and Hosley getting front row seats. Always awesome when the fans become the athletes and the players become the spectators.
I mean, there is nothing better than the fan catch right into Hey Baby. That's what Banana Ball's all about.
Come on now. And there is our fourth inning hero. As Connor Higgins, Jesse Cole, DJ the Invader split in company will Hey Baby us into the bottom of the fourth inning. It has been a wild 3.5 frames in the 78th Banana Ball game of this 2023 World Tour, loved by our dear friends over at Zappos. And the great folks of Des Moines, Iowa have put together back-to-back electrifying crowds. We'll be chatting with Jesse Cole later tonight about that very fact. I have to ask him about the two teams combining for their 500th trick play on the tour yesterday as well. It's our 30th stop of the tour. This thing winding down awfully quickly, as we knew it would. Only Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Syracuse, New York, and Cooperstown, New York still left on the docket, as well as 4 more games in our home of Savannah, Georgia.
You guys are amazing. Give yourself a round of applause.
Over 12,000 fans, all dancing in unison, always a beautiful sight from the best view in the ballpark. I mean, this is, when you talk about a pristine spot to broadcast a ball game, no complaints from me.
I mean, a beautiful view. You get to see the Iowa Capitol in the background, just the city. It's a beautiful backdrop. It's up there in my top 5 from a press box view standpoint.
Couldn't agree more. High praise for Principal Park. Well deserved. That one, a worm burner to Dustin Baber, who goes between the legs and gets a whole lot of bounce on the one hopper he tosses over to Swan. His second trick play of the night, 75th of the tour. He's making some good run here in his pursuit at 100.
And we're seeing a great trend still early on in this ball game. Already 7 trick plays between the Bananas and Party Animals to this point.
Chase Acuff can't do anything tricky there. He retires his fellow St. Pete native Dan Oberst on the grounder and pumps his fists in the air after he missed 2 trick plays in the second inning, which led to an inning win for the Nanners and their lone point of the night thus far.
And that's what's nice to see from Chase Acuff, a guy who can kind of laugh at himself and take a little bit of a joke and stay loose out there for the Party Animals.
Such an incredibly gifted fielder. Just about as smooth as they come. Bill Lee, the Red Sox Hall of Famer, said the glove is Major League Baseball caliber. If the bat could be there too, he should be in the bigs. And Acuff has been swinging a hot piece of lumber as well recently. That is a nasty right-on-right changeup from Brett Helton. Fools the former Seattle Mariners and Minnesota Twins minor leaguer, and there's the curveball down and out. And Brett Helton, as per usual, with an awfully quick inning.
That is the 5th fastest inning of all time in Banana Ball. That was 1 minute and 19 seconds.
Unbelievable. 8 seconds off the record that Brett Helton set himself.
Unbelievable. He now has 2 marks in the top 5 all-time in Banana Ball. And how about this? He's gonna rip the flip.
Because of course he does. We teased it earlier, had no idea that he was gonna break it out after breaking out the 5th fastest inning in our young sports history. He gets the Party Animals together, a big bow, and we'll hand it down to Jolie Shabala. Let's shout out our Bananas foster family of the night.
Children and teens in foster care. Foster care is something close to home here in Banana Land, as owners Emily and Jesse Cole are foster parents. Recently, the Savannah Bananas have started a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to celebrating those in the foster care community while educating and inspiring others to get involved. The name of that nonprofit is Bananas Foster, and tonight we're honoring the Danny Wu family. Jolie became a foster mom in 1999 when her 2 nieces were placed in foster care. She was their kinship placement, and 2 years later, she adopted them into her family. She met her husband in 2006 and stopped her foster care journey. But in 2016, the two became a licensed family and have since welcomed 24 children and teens into their home. Fans, please stand and help me celebrate this amazing family that's making a difference right here in your community.
Always a really cool moment in Banana Land when you get the big group hug to celebrate these superheroes fostering 24 children and teenagers since they got registered in 2016. And of course, that goes on top of their two nieces that were fostered and then adopted back in 1999. It is such a beautiful thing. It's a great time to remind the people that Brett Helton will be cutting off 10 inches of his hair during the September 4th Monday night Banana Ball game in Grayson Stadium. That is because you, the great people of Banana Land, have donated over $10,000 to Bananas Foster. And if you raise that number to $15,000, what will happen, my dear broadcast partner, Josh Talevsky?
Well, I had a conversation with Jolie on Monday coming back from the Northeast, and wouldn't you know it, but I have agreed to shave my mustache at long last if 15 is the number that is met.
Unbelievable. Well, just let it be known, I shaved my mustache this morning for free, so $5,000 is a heck of a deal for the most beautiful mustache I think my eyes have ever seen. It's been a fixture on that face of yours for over a year now. Are you scared to go back to a facial hairless man?
You know, it's already started to cross my mind. I think, if anything, it will really make me show my age in a sense. I feel like I'm able to finesse looking older than a lot of people take me for. And
yeah,
boy, I'm going to lose 3 years when this lip lettuce is gone.
That's a fact. And then all of a sudden, the people will realize you're not 15, you're actually just 12.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Very talented.
You're a funny guy, huh?
He's a savant.
Okay.
I mean, this guy is like Mensa type brain power. That's why I called you a beautiful mind when you first came to us as an intern last summer.
Which really concerned my mom.
I know. So just because it's the name of a movie focused on Stephen Hawking does not mean that I was calling your son a Stephen Hawking. Although that's a compliment. I mean, he's one of the geniuses of our age. Okay, let's get back to the action. Exciting news, huh? Exciting news. Just have to get to 15,000 and Josh will shave the mustache. Then if you get to 30,000, there's tiers to this thing. Brett Helton will shave his entire head instead of just 10 inches. Unbelievable! Chase Acuff fouls out to a fan, and he is the second party animal in as many innings to foul out to a fan here in Des Moines today.
It's actually back-to-back party animals fouling out here. That's how the inning ended in the fourth. That's how it starts in the fifth.
Unreal. And now I have to lean on that beautiful brain of my statistical savant, Josh Talevsky. Is that the first time we have had back-to-back hitters foul out to fans for a team?
Yes, it is.
I agree. Diving attempt by Danny Hosley. He traps it, though. Randy Voss right there to make the call. We'll see if the fans challenge it. I think it would be an ill-advised challenge.
Oh, look at him. He's a showman. He is egging on that crowd, waiting to see if he pops the confetti. And now what is he doing? He's waving them off. He's going to keep his challenge.
Correct. That's because Tyler Gillum, Adam Virant, and all of their teammates were waving him off. Let's check in on first base.
It's a good one. I was at the beach boogie boarding for hours and hours. We had a strong tide, and I drifted about a mile down the beach and got my hiney whooped. Let me tell you. Here you go, EJ.
And that's first to first.
I don't know what the question was, but apparently Reese Hampton got his hiney whooped after surfing.
It's just nice to hear another guy using the word hiney tonight.
Correct. Hadn't been used a ton on the tour, and we had a ricochet caught by a fan. It will not be an out, although the great people here in the capital of the tall corn state really wanted it to be one. Dalton Cornett, the pride of Pipapassus, Kentucky, fires another foul ball. This one out of the entire stadium. Hampton now 1 for 3 on the night. Tied for the Party Animals lead in stolen bases. He is 20 for 25 in his attempts. And Cornett at the dish, the DH 1 for 2. A single, scored the inning-winning run in the first, and bounced into a trick play out to Eric Jones Jr. his first time. There's a cut and a miss. Hampton down to second and safe. His 21st steal on the tour as Dalton Cornett only strikes out for the 15th time, which now brings him into a tie with Ryan Cox for the least amount of strikeouts for everyday players.
Yeah, and it was a good pitch for Reese Hampton to be running on, and the right call made over there at second base as well by Reggie Liggins, as we see it here on the replay. And that's just the speed of Reese Hampton at work.
Reggie Horton, big fan of Britney Spears. No surprise there. Although he'll dance to just about any music you play. Tanner Thomas drives that one deep to right. Hosley underneath it, and will put it away for out number 3. Tanner 1 for 3 on the night, as are Cornett and Hampton before him. And the Nanners can tie this game at 2 points apiece with just 1 run pushed across in the bottom of the 5th. Let's throw it down to Tyler Gillum.
The first fan who caught the ball, give me your name, Jackson Johnson! Fans introducing the second fan who caught the ball, Braxton!
Shout out Jackson and Braxton. And let's check out Josh Talevsky's official Iowa PowerPoint.
That is correct. PowerPoint time. This is Iowa by Josh Talevsky. Biko, I almost took you out there, hitting your chord. But here we go. Pros of Iowa, no doubt. We got to go with some corn.
It's corn.
You know what's another pro? How about the Field of Dreams? You can take the field or you can take the movie. Kevin Costner, good-looking fella.
Yes.
College football is finally upon us, so how about some good Hawkeye offensive linemen and a stout defense? Punked Ashton Kutcher. He's from Iowa and the inventor of Punked. I was a big fan of that.
Yeah.
Iowa also has the world's largest truck stop, and I think that's pretty cool.
Makes sense.
Blue Bunny Ice Cream, they are actually headquartered here in Iowa, and I am, of course, an ice cream man. Sliced bread, look at that man. This picture's the best thing since sliced bread. And we went to Bebop's today. Look at their burger mascot. He is no doubt a pro of Iowa. I just love the way he looks.
He was really fun.
Now, cons. College football is upon us. Consistently subpar Hawkeye offensive statistics.
Horrendous.
Yeah, oh, come on, guys. I cheer for you every year. It is the future birthplace of Captain James Tiberius Kirk. You can see him pictured in Family Guy, but I'm more of a Captain Picard guy. That's why it's a con.
Okay, fair.
Iowa mustache laws. You can't kiss in public if you have a mustache. So these two guys are out of luck. Some would say I'm out of luck too.
Yeah, until you shave it.
Tornado country, you can't snowball fight in the state of Iowa. Another weird law. They call it pop here. It's Coke where I come from.
Yeah.
And they cut down the hula hoop tree. They had a hula hoop tree and they cut it down during COVID. In the end, it's a 9.1 out of 10 wild roses. That is the official state flower of Iowa. And that's about what I've got to say about the Hawkeye State.
That's really an illuminating PowerPoint as Dakota McFadden drives that one deep out to left. And it is going to be tracked down by Reese Hampton at the base of the wall. Another strong defensive play by the Party Animals as they try to keep the Nanners off the board here in the bottom of the 5th to maintain their 1-point lead. Jackson Olsen stroked an inning-tying double off the right center field wall his first time, then was pinch run for by Zach Phillips, who scored the inning-winning run. That was back in the second. I mentioned it his first time around, but it's pretty preposterous that Jackson Olsen has a .500 slugging percentage, which has now gone up with his two-bagger tonight to go with his .325 batting average. I mean, he's got 5 homers, a couple triples, and 10 doubles on the tour. He has been so very impressive in his first full season as a Banana.
And, you know, he showed signs of promise during the summer series last season. He batted .286, but you didn't see a lot of extra base hits.
Right.
It really shows you the work he put in the offseason to be such a productive force for the Bananas, as he will unfortunately ground out into that trick play from Chase Acuff.
And they keep on coming. Acuff's first of the night and 38th of the season, which brings him into a tie for third place on the tour with D.R. Meadows. And now Bill Leroy reached on a trick play missed by Chase Acuff in that 2-run second inning. Those are the only 2 runs the Bananas have pushed across against Brett Helton. Both of them were unearned. Maceo Harrison hoping that his incredible dance moves and unparalleled pizzazz can power the Nanners to a 5th inning 1-out rally here. That would be a 2-out rally, rather. Bill, the king of Dublin, Georgia, a twin prince of Bananaland, alongside his partner in crime, Kyle Lewigs, and he grounds into the second straight trick play by Chase Acuff as he goes between the legs, and it is another lightning-quick inning for Brett Helton.
We saw back-to-back sub-2 innings last night from Zach Phillips. Now we're getting it for the Party Animals and Brett Helton. That's a 1-minute and 56-second inning from the Greek god of MPI.
The second time in as many nights, the second time in Banana Ball history that a pitcher has had back-to-back sub-2 innings. Absolutely insane stuff going on here in the American heartland. Okay, let's get it down to Mr. Jesse Cole. Brand new promotion. It's called Clean the Dish. Jesse, take it away.
Let's see what you got. Carla. All right. All right. And there we have Carla. Now let's get this back a little bit dirty. All right. Now the husband. They must clean dishes differently at this household. All right. Nate, come out here and look. Face the crowd. Come on. Let's say hello. Don't just. All right. All right. Nate, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right. Let's see what you got. Nate, we have a dish we need to clean. Nate, you need to clean the dish. All right. These dishes are just packing up in this family. What is happening, Nate? All right, Carla, get back out here. Nate, there's tons of dirt. Get out here. Fans, you get to be the judge. They did not accomplish anything here. All right. All right, is it Carla? Carla, I thought you did tremendous. Or is it Nate? And there's our winner of our first ever Clean the Dish contest and our last one ever.
Well, we're always experimenting in Bananaland, although the dishes may not have been cleaned. Over 12,000 Bananiacs here in Des Moines, Iowa. We're thrilled by the show that came along with it. High fives galore for our couple who leave the field as Ryan Kellogg toes the slab for his 6th inning of the night. We're playing Banana Ball at a pretty rapid pace here. Just under 54 minutes on the clock as we enter our 6th inning. It's 4-5-6 for the Party Animals. Skull, Bloomer, and Lytle due up here. Jake is 1 for 2, single in the first, a strikeout looking in the third. That one laced into left, deep, just in front of the track. We'll grab it for out number 1. And that will set up Bryson Bloomer, 1 for 2 on the night. An RBI single back in the first and bounced into a ground out on a snazzy play by Eric Jones Jr. at first his last time. Like a specialty walk-up coming for the Boomer. Little Jingle Bell Rock. Feels like this is a remix. And all of his teammates going out there, I feel like we're on the edge of a rave. It's a pretty chill rave. Just Vibe City tonight for the boys in black and pink. We're up by a point and trying to push a run across for their 4th time in 6 innings tonight.
You know, that's another thing I learned doing my research from my Iowa PowerPoint. Now, I can't name the city off the top of my head, but there is one in Iowa that celebrates Christmas basically year-round.
It's just a full-on Christmas city.
Correct.
I feel like there's a Hallmark movie about that.
If not, we're about to pitch one. Correct. And be millionaires.
Bloomer, the Lexington, Kentucky native, is 2 for 3 tonight after reaching base 3 times last night, so he heats back up. Nothing surprising about that. And now Joe Lytle will swing away. A strikeout his first time, a 1-base sprint, and a run scored in the 4th inning. That put the Party Animals back on top tonight. That ball blistered to right center. Nobody's going to catch up to that. It one-hops the wall. Bloomer's got great speed. He's going to score easily. Lytle will tap the brakes and be content with his 2nd double in as many nights. The Baker's dozen 2-baggers on the tour now. And the Party Animals have indeed scored 4 runs across 6 innings.
And that is the hot hitting continuing for Joe Lytle. And now you see half of his total hits in August have now gone for doubles. And this is the reason the Party Animals love putting him in the middle of the order, night in and night out. You get that beautiful blend of contact and also discipline, as we've also seen him draw sprint tonight.
Well, what a luxury it is for Mike Vivacis and Sam Claycamp to have 2 of their best and most consistent hitters on the team be their 2 main catchers. Dalton Cornett gets penciled into the 2-hole every night, and Joe Lytle anywhere between 5 and 8. And wherever you put him, it's too low if you would have him in any other lineup. That's just how good the whole team is offensively. He's just driven in his 41st run of the season. And now has set up Garrett Delano, who's 1 for 2 on the night. Joined us in the broadcast booth earlier on. He singled in the 2nd, popped out in foul territory in the 4th. Eric Jones Jr. stole a ball that was destined for the Bananas first base dugout. If Delano strikes out, a full capacity crowd, over 12,000 Iowans and folks, I'm sure, from across the country to fill it out, will be gifted free donuts courtesy of Dunkin'. That ball smashed down the left field line. It's gonna dogleg foul. Kellogg 1 strike away. Garrett told us when he was in the booth earlier, it's a win-win. Whether he prevents the donuts or gifts the fans them, and Kellogg goes after him with the heater, it's fouled straight back. That one misses, throw behind Joe Lytle, it goes into center field. Dalton Malden wasn't able to make it there in time, and Lytle's gonna slide into first safely. The ball dribbles away from Jackson Olsen. What a hustle! Ryan Kellogg saving a run by backing up that play at the last second and keeping Lytle 90 feet from scoring.
Yeah, that's a great play by Ryan Kellogg, a really intelligent play, because had that ball rolled into the Party Animals dugout, Joe Lytle would have been able to come around and score on that play.
An unfortunate milestone for Bill Leroy, who notches his 20th error on the tour. The vast majority have been throwing. And that one tapped to third. Olsen attacks and flips across the diamond in time. A very productive out for Ryan Kellogg, who prevented Lytle from scoring and is now 1 out away from escaping the frame with only a run scoring.
Yeah, that's a blessing for Ryan Kellogg, as Garrett Delano just rolled over that breaking ball over to Jackson Olsen. did a good job quickly checking Joe Idle and just making the throw over to make sure that run would not cross the plate for the Party Animals.
Jason Swan 1 for 2 on the night, sends it a mile high. Eric Jones Jr. couldn't find it. It's going to reach the stands, and it is not caught. So Swanee, who fouled out to a fan last night with another life, doubled home a run in the 4th inning. He's the man who brought Lytle home for his lone run scored of the evening, and that's why the Party Animals won the 4th inning by a run. That one smoked into left. Michael Deeb attacking, sliding. He knocks it down. Never had a chance to catch it on the fly. Jason Swan continues to be superb, hitting with runners in scoring position as the Party Animals double their run total in the inning and now have 2 home in the 6th.
Yeah, Jason Swan continues to bat above 300 with runners in scoring position, and not only that, also drawing the sprints for that matter. He has 10 sprints with runners in scoring position as well. Another reason you want to pair him and Joe Idle in that heart of the order, because you know that there are usually guys on base in front of those guys.
It is a long Party Animals lineup. You can say the same for the Nanners at this part of the tour. Of course, Banana Ball a hitter's game as Swanee takes off. Throw from Bill Leroy is bouncing off of Jason Swan, and we hope he's okay. Gosh, scary moment here as he swipes his 12th bag in 13 tries. And now trying to shake off, taking the full brunt of that throw from Bill Leroy, but great to see him up and standing. And Francis Gilbert, the trainer for both teams, staying in the dugout. Vava gives Swanee the A-OK to stay out there as we take another look at that one, squaring him up right in the left shoulder. Worst places to be hit by an errant throw. Jackson Olsen can tell you that much. So now Swanee in scoring position, and Baber well in front of the big looping curveball from Kellogg. Justin an RBI triple in the 2nd inning, which ended up being a frame-winning hit then. Speaking of college football season being right around the corner, sounds like the Iowa Marching Band is here at Principal Park. And Josh has a smile ear to ear. You enjoy yourself a good old college football game, huh, buddy?
I just love Big Ten kickoff, man. Big noon kickoff, actually. That's what I'm looking for. Little Gus Johnson action, little Iowa offensive lineman born and bred on some corn. It's beautiful.
Danny Hosley will ascertain the banana ball to stop the damage in the 6th. But the Party Animals push 2 runs across. Nanners will need 2 to tie the inning, 3 to win it. Let's throw it back down to Jesse Cole. Another brand new promotion. It's the evolution of cornhole.
Of the game, cornhole. So we're going to play 3 different styles of cornhole, but the dads are going to be the boards here as we have the Davis family versus the Barnes family. And we're going to start with the dads at the board with the original cornhole, where the wives will be throwing corn and they have to land on their dad's backside. Here we go. Yep. All right. First one. Here we go. The Davis family. Nope. And now the Barnes family. Oh, that's 1 point. They are turning around. Now we're going to the more modern cornhole with just regular bags. Here we go. Davis family, go. Davis family, go. Nothing. No, we got to stay. Now we're going to the new one in Banana Land, water balloons. Here we go, Davis family. No, 1. Here we go, Barnes family. No. Oh. There we go. We got 1 there. Oh. They're just throwing. That's off the head. The cornhole board is moving. Ow. Ow. We got 10 seconds left, and I need a score count over here. We got 3, 2, 1, and it looks like the winner is, Jesus, Dad, that's enough. The winner and the dad over here, the Davis family. Let's hear it. And there you have it, the evolution of cornhole. It has come a long way.
Indeed it has, Jesse. He has been fighting, and I mean fighting, tooth and nail behind the scenes to get the original cornhole, which was, of course, the ears of corn trying to land on the rear ends of a male contestant for a long time, and he was finally able to bake it into a 3-part version to tell the story of a beautiful game that we have really fallen in love with here in America, cornhole.
I've got to be honest, we've been the test subjects for a couple of the promos down there on the field. I wish we could have been some guinea pigs for that one.
Yeah, unfortunate. I'm sure we can play it anytime we'd like, though, in the backyard. It's going to be the bottom of the order for the Nanners here in the bottom of the 6th. Brett Helton, the party animal starter, back out there on the bump again as Ryan Cox sprays that one into left. Will take a big turn, but be content with a leadoff single as he's 2 for 2 on the night. His base knock up the middle won the 2nd inning. Only reason the Nanners have a point tonight.
And that actually snaps a streak of 9 straight batters retired by Brett Helton as Cox is now 2 for 2 in the ballgame.
The last person to reach base for the Bananas, Ryan Cox, winning the 2nd inning with that single. How about that? Helton had set down all 9 of his teammates, starting with Danny Hosley, who stroked a ball but lined out to Jake Skoll on a sliding catch at center field. Now Skoll jogging in to join Acuff, Baber, and Helton in a choreographed dance on the 1-0 offering. Fancy feet from the party animals, center of their defensive stance out there. And the pitch will make it a 2-0 count. Hosley in the driver's seat. Was at a wedding last night, hightailed it back to Banana Land so he could try and help his team win the 2023 Banana Ball World Tour. A victory tonight in one fell swoop would bless the Bananas with the great state of Iowa and an overall win for the season over their arch rivals.
I'll tell you what, man, there was nobody who was more excited to see Danny Hosley than Reginald Horton this morning at breakfast. Just the amount of times he kept saying, "Hosley, you're back!" And Danny just going, "Yeah, Reg, time to win Iowa." Oh, it was pretty awesome.
Warms the heart. 2-2 is flicked into center field, and once again, Skoll will retire Haas as he throws back to first, but scampering back safely is Ryan Cox. And now it'll be Dalton Malden. Pinch hit for by Alex Ziegler. And Ziggy bringing the 39-pound mega bat up to the dish with him. The kid out of Butler, Pennsylvania, in his 2nd World Tour. He has 1 career hit with the mega bat. It was against Jake Lialios over a month ago in Rancho Cucamonga, California. Taps that one towards second. Baber goes glove to glove. Acuff to first. It's a wild throw. So it will be a fielder's choice. And Ziegler replaces Cox at first. And the lights have been turned off here in Principal Park. Sounds like Dalton Malden is doing a little a cappella. And the full capacity crowd is going to light up the night with their phones as Dalton makes his way through them. Time to rap. D.R. Meadows takes over on the mic. Doing his best B.O.B. impersonation. Speaking of 7th grade, this was my favorite album in 7th grade.
No kidding.
Just bangers all over it. Now Dalton and DR going full duet mode. And a big finish to prepare Mr. Meadows for a 2-out at bat as he represents the inning-tying run here in the 6th. He's grounded out to third and flown out into a trick play in right. Malachi Mitchell pinch runs for Alex Ziegler. This one sent back towards Tanner Thomas for the 2nd straight plate appearance, and he will grab it. And the Party Animals win the inning 2-0 and lead the game 3-1 as for the 2nd time in as many nights, the fielders have no idea how many outs there are. As we honor all the members of the military, both past and present, here in Principal Park, and we send that on to everybody watching at home. It's our honor to welcome in Jesse Cole to the broadcast, waving to the veterans and active military members alike in the stands. And Jesse, we saw the 500th trick play of the tour between the Party Animals and the Bananas last night. How mind-boggling is that number for you, man?
Well, it's crazy to go back. You know, you think before we were the preseason talking to guys, hey, the next level of Banana Ball is more tricks, more entertainment, and these guys embraced it every single day. Started in the summer series last year. I thought 100 would have been an amazing accomplishment. To have 500 is a true testament to the work ethic and the talent of these players, which I believe are some of the best in the world.
Well, of course, Ryan Cox with the trick play tonight now has 128 all on his lonesome.
Yes, unbelievable.
Now, how about this crowd, man? I mean, it's an electric scene here in Des Moines for the 2nd straight night. A beautiful ballpark. I personally am in love with the city. I would not be against coming back here in the future, my man.
You know, I think this time of year, you know, we've gone to almost 30 different cities and seen all these different ballparks as we're evaluating, hey, where are the best places to go in the future, the best for the fans, the best for Banana Ball. And I'll tell you, this racks up right there. You know, all the fans catching foul balls, great opportunity there. You know, 13,000 fans. This really has, I would say, surprised us. You know, we were excited, we heard great things, but it's blown us away. And, you know, now it's getting to go time. You know, we're about a month or 2 away from naming where we're going to be going in 2024, and we're evaluating everything right now. And Des Moines looking pretty strong right now.
Jesse, is this heaven?
Yeah, the Field of Dreams reference, I love that. I think right now for all these guys, what we're doing feels like heaven. It's a dream come true for myself and these players to be a part of this and to see this fan support and what's happened with this game. So I know you were asking that as a joke, but I'll tell you that's what it feels like right now every day at this ball field.
Well, I couldn't agree more. This is the 30th city we visited on the tour. Just an absolutely mind-boggling journey, huh?
It's the best. I wouldn't be doing anything else with anyone else than this group of people right here.
Couldn't agree more. Jesse Cole, thank you so much for joining us, as per usual.
Thank you, my man. Love you, Big O.
Love you too, Jesse. There goes the owner of this here club, the reason why we're here alongside his wife, Emily. And this is also another time to thank Emily for finally letting Jesse do the evolution of cornhole promotion that he's been pining for since the Gastonia Grizzlies days back in their start in the CPL. And we're gonna kick off the 7th inning, which means that it is time to give away a pair of Hokas. DJ the Invader going to be the new man on the mound, as you can see. You got to click the link in the description in the YouTube stream or in the comment section. Fill out all your contact information, and then in the spot where it asks you for a buzzword, put Field of Dreams. Field of Dreams is our buzzword tonight. So 3 buzzwords for the price of 1. Jackson Olsen goes between his legs, throws a seed across the diamond, and after Sam Claycamp belts out Friends in Low Places with the full capacity crowd, he is retired by the Greatest Showman. 18th trick play on the season for the Grade 8. We go back to the top of the order. Reese Hampton 1 for 3 on the night, make it 1 for 4. As he turns around and gets his first at bat from the left side and promptly flies out to Michael Deeb for the 2nd time on the night.
And this is why the Bananas bring DJ the Invader in this situation. Just 2 pitches, and already he has recorded 2 outs. What will he do here against Dalton Cornett as he nails the first pitch strike?
Could be on the edge of history. Cornett bounces it to second. Dalton Malden bobbles it, throws it to first. It's the fastest inning in Banana Ball history. DJ the Invader has done it. For the first time, an inning takes less than a minute here in our young sport.
Unbelievable! 57 seconds for DJ the Invader, a new record, and he does it on 4 pitches for the Bananas.
Are you not entertained? And all of his teammates frozen in their exasperation at the quickest inning in Banana Ball history. And now they will celebrate. Mind-boggling stuff. We saw the 5th fastest inning in Banana Ball history by Brett Helton earlier tonight. It was 1 minute and 19 seconds. That is now number 6. DJ the Invader now stands at the top of the minutes per inning mountain. We're going to whip out a wave here in Principal Park to celebrate and welcome tonight's starting pitcher for the Bananas, Ryan Kellogg, into the booth. How about that history, my man?
That's unbelievable. I mean,
Hey, welcome. We're in the booth, by the way.
There we go. So, yeah, under a minute. I mean, minute and a half is pretty quick, even for Banana Ball standards. So under a minute, 4 pitches, at least Dalton Cornett trying to have some feel in normal baseball sense and take the first one. But, hey, to still do it in under a minute, that's unbelievable. Plus the trick play. I mean, can't say much more about that.
And Ryan, so far into your Banana Ball career, you're a man who's worked very quickly out of the pen and even in the rotation for the Bananas. I mean, what is your mindset when you're taking the mound, trying to work quickly and get through these innings at a fast pace?
Just get the ball and go. As soon as I throw one pitch, I know what I want to throw next. And once me and Bill were able to get on the same page, then it makes it a whole lot easier. He puts down the right fingers. As long as I execute, we'll be all right.
Now, Mr. Kellogg, well, let's throw it down to Jesse real quick.
Moines, the first ever under 1 minute inning, 57 seconds for DJ the Invader. He has broken the 1 minute barrier.
Well, just like the 4-minute mile, we thought it would never happen. And we'll see if DJ has opened the floodgates of Banana Ball here with the first ever sub-minute inning.
Guys have been chasing that record for a long time, so who knows what's going to happen next.
Only took 108 games in Banana Ball's history to do it. Brett Helton, who is the Greek god of MPI, how apropos. He has 2 of the quickest 6 innings in Banana Ball history. Before the half inning you just watched, he had 2 of the 5 fastest innings of all time.
Send DJ back out there, make it 2 of the last 6, or the fastest 6.
That's a fact. Deeb sends it out to his counterpart. Reese Hampton is going to grab it. And the 2 fly out to each other in the same inning.
I was kind of hoping he was going to try the backflip there. He was working on it today in practice, so I was really hoping he was going to try something different there, but clock winding down, who knows?
Yes, that's for sure, and the Party Animals trying to leave Iowa splitting the state at a game apiece and also fend off you guys from winning the entire tour here tonight.
Yes, that is a big landmark that we were trying to seal the deal here, win another state, win the whole tour. If we can clinch today, the boys will be very excited about that for that plane ride home tomorrow.
Annie Oberst, 1 for 2 with the double tonight. Taps that one off the glove of Helton, who scampers after it under his legs. He's not going to be able to get him.
I mean, you might as well at that point.
Correct. It's an infield single for Danny Oberst, who is 2 for 3 on the night. Represents the potential inning-winning run at first base. He is 40 for 45 in stolen base attempts. Only Flash the Kid has swiped more bags than the 5-year Banana. And now Eric Jones Jr., 0 for 2 with a ground out and strikeout, is behind 0-1 after the front door curveball. So, Ryan, you had the first ever hockey pitch in Banana Ball history a week ago to the day in Portland, Maine. Can you just walk us through that?
That was just one of those things that we've been talking about for a long time. If we're going to be the Canadian guy, you got to do some Canadian stuff. So, I mean, what's more Canadian than hockey? So, we tried it the first time, tried to flip it in there. Coming off the clay is not the easiest thing to do. A little more familiar with street hockey or roller hockey, anything along ice hockey. I played that for years as well.
Sure.
But, clay is a new surface to experiment with. So we're not scrapping it, but we were able to salvage it with the juggle a little bit, ditch the hockey glove, and luckily threw it remotely close to the strike zone, and then obviously leave it to DR to make it even more spectacular.
Couldn't agree more, and probably one of my favorite and what's going to be one of the more lasting images of the tour is you putting your hands up in jubilation, Ryan Cox with the ultimate feel to be down, mimicking that he's got a camera in his hands, ready for the backflip from DR Meadows. It's just a beautiful shot, and of course, the doctor flipping and making the catch in the background.
I believe with Cox, if they call the banana ball IQ, we talk about traditional baseball IQ, but banana ball IQ is a little bit different, and I would say he has a ton of it. He might be leading the team in it.
Now, how cool was it after the fact that you have this hockey pitch kind of go viral, you get invited on the NHL Network to talk about it?
That was unbelievable. I mean, every Canadian kid wants to play hockey and wants to be on the NHL Network. And so when they reached out, said, absolutely, I will do that. Definitely not a traditional sense to get there, but I will take it nonetheless.
Well, you were only 5 years behind me. I started my NHL Network career in 2018, but you know, you got there pretty quickly, buddy.
I'll take that. I mean, maybe we'll have to try something else and see if we can get out on there again. We were spitballing some ideas of how we can make this hockey pitch work. So if we can do this again and make that one go viral, then who knows? Maybe, how many times were you on there? Maybe I'll have to chase that record instead. You beat me to it, but they're going to beat you a number of times on there.
Well, I haven't actually gotten to say anything on NHL Network. I just edited a lot of videos.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, you can keep that record. I'm not very good at the video editing thing, so that one's all you.
Fun fact, as we get another 1-2 pitch here to Eric Jones Jr. Great battle between Helton and EJ. Dan dancing off of first base. The first video I ever edited at MLB/NHL Network was of Zach Frangelo as the bad guy in the opening ceremonies for the 2018 Stanley Cup.
No way.
Correct, in Las Vegas. I didn't know it was Zach Frangelo. I didn't know that until 2021 when we were getting beers in Savannah as EJ skies that one to left, Hampton moseying under it, and will grab it for out number 2. And now the inning will lie in the hands of Dakota McFadden. 23 walk-offs on the tour, second most overall.
I would love to see him lose a baseball right here. That would win another inning, give us an even better shot at coming back at this thing. Oh, takes a healthy hack at that one.
You know what? I'll use my yard card.
Oh.
The guys do.
Bold strategy, but I like where your head's at.
There goes Dan. Cutting a miss on the high heat, and Mr. Roburst is 41 for 46 in his attempts at swiping bags on the season. Stolen bases in back-to-back games for Dan. 0-2 count here.
For a big guy, he can scoot a little bit.
Oh my gosh. It's incredible to watch. Of course, a disciple of Tyler Gillam's Greenlight Special base running system. This is his 5th year playing under the tutelage of Gillam. 0-2, fouled straight back. Hilton going power on power here. Ryan, how cool was it to be at the center of Principal Park after, in 2021, in your 7th and final year of minor league baseball with the Chicago Cubs? This was a place you called home a whole lot of the time as Hilton holds serve and gets a big K at DMAC there.
It was awesome to be back here. I mean, to have the reception from some of the fans out here. Some of the people remembered me playing here. Some of the staff came over to say hello. Getting to experience this again has been unbelievable. I love playing here. I love the city. Once guys were talking about coming here, I was like, hey, I got some recommendations of where you guys should go, what's going on, some food wrecks. I'm sorry one of yours didn't work out.
That's okay, that's okay. I'm not out on it, and I'm not even going to drop the name because I think it could still be amazing. But you know, sometimes guys can have off nights.
Yes, and other guys had a very different experience than you had, so
right.
I'm just going to, we'll chalk that one up as a loss on the day. But
I think I made the error on an incorrect order as we get a grandma dance-off on the field here.
I love this promo, watching grandmas get after it. We're gonna have to have, like, road banana nanas. I love when ours come with us, but if we could just find some in every city we go to, I think that would just add to the show.
It's a genius idea.
Just spitballing here, but it might stick.
We can do tryouts in the off-season.
Oh, that would be awesome. They send in their, kind of like we had the tryouts for Banana Ball, they send in their TikTok videos, and we're going to start a trend on TikTok of grandmas dancing.
It's beautiful. I mean, that is a really smart idea. That's an ASU education being used right there.
We are #1 in innovation, so Say that's pretty innovative.
I'm putting you on the judging committee immediately.
I might have to delegate some of those duties. I'm not sure how many of those videos I can watch, but
there's a good chance that this is Adam Virant's mom here, and it makes sense by these just dazzling dance moves.
And you see Byro, he's boogieing over on the first base sidelines and cracking up about it.
you can see where he got his dance moves.
Okay, let's see. All right. Good applause for Margie. She takes second place.
If Byron's mom won, it would have been rigged. And
Correct.
We said it was scripted. We'd have to try to fight somebody on that one.
Really good work from all three grandmas here. Now, as we head into the 8th inning, and Christian Dearman will take over for DJ the Invader after the aforementioned man makes banana ball history with the fastest inning of all time and the first inning ever. And that takes less than a minute. Tanner Thomas pretends like he's going to break towards first base. Last night, he did leave the batter's box and was caught trying to steal first for the first time in 4 tries on the tour. It's the beef of the order for the bad boys of Banana Land, 3, 4, 5, Thomas, Skoll, and Bloomer. Thomas, just like Skoll behind him, 1 for 3 with the single.
Look out. Oh! Wow.
Make it 1 for 4 because the fans have caught their 3rd foul ball of the night.
This crowd has been unbelievable when it comes to that. I got bailed out of a bunch of situations today with these guys catching everything that came their way. So shout out to the 12,000 strong here today for bailing out the bananas here.
And we have just tied banana ball history yet again. The 3rd fan to catch a foul ball for an out in this ball game. 2 of the last 3 games we've seen on the tour, 3 fans have caught a foul ball in it.
That means Des Moines, Iowa joins Portland, Maine, which was last Saturday, Staten Island, New York, which was a Saturday before that, and Montgomery, Alabama, all the way back in March.
Is that one of the criteria we're considering when we are choosing stadiums for next season?
Big time.
Oh, I love that.
Now the great people of Des Moines have 5 in 2 nights as Skoll grounds out to Dalton Malden, who goes between his legs for the trick play. And a little bit of housekeeping. Josh Talevsky, did you give Dalton Cornett a trick play to end the previous inning? He tried to go between his legs, bobbled it, grabbed it off the ground, and threw it over to first.
No, I did not.
I agree. Just had to run it by you.
I would politely disagree with that. The ball still did go through his legs. It wasn't a clean transfer, but he still made the out. I'm going to fight for my second baseman right now.
Terrific. Your appeal has reached the statistical savants of banana ball. And
it will not be considered, but
you'll have a response within a fortnight.
All right.
Bryson Bloomer bounces one to
through the
Eric
legs,
Jones
baby.
Jr. He will go under the legs, his 2nd trick play of the night. And Christian Dearman with an awful quick inning, albeit just a hair over 2 minutes.
Does that bare hand count?
Josh Talevsky, what do you got for us, buddy? Ooh.
The suspense is killing me.
Initially, no, but I might mull that one over. That is one I've got to mull over.
Because of the time it took to celebrate the fans catching the foul ball is what I wager here, Josh? Yes. He nods in agreement. Okay, terrific. Well, it's a 3-1 TPO in the book, that's for sure. One of 2 trick plays in a 1-2-3 inning for Mr. Electric. He keeps the party animals off the board. The Nanners, with 6 outs remaining, are still down 2 points. And we turn Principal Park yellow. Now, in your year up and down between AA and AAA, when you got to throw so many times here in Des Moines, did you ever have a crowd anything like this?
No. We came close on the night I debuted. I think we had just over 9,000. So that was pretty big for me at that time. I mean, it still is, but tried not to pay attention to it too much. But here, when we have 12 or 13,000 out here tonight, and you look around, and as you see, stadium turns yellow, all these flashlights, all these people enjoying this moment, you realize how truly special all this is.
Any idea what Adam Virant, Jared Donaldson, and company were doing down there with the flashlight and the mic?
When it comes to him, I try not to ask too many questions. Just
Virant.
yeah. When it comes to Virant, yeah, just let him do his thing and just go with it.
Jesse Cole, how are you feeling about the great folks in Banana Land at the tail end of your first trip to Des Moines, Iowa, buddy?
We love you so much, Banana Nation. Now let's go, Bananas!
Good stuff, Jesse.
Good segue.
Pride myself in that one. Now, Ryan, I don't know if you knew this, as Brett Helton comes out to start his 8th inning of the evening. He has still only given up 2 unearned runs in the 2nd. That you won your first Showman of the Night award last
Really?
Saturday in Portland, Maine.
I had no idea.
How does it feel?
That feels unbelievable. I love that. I mean, usually I'm not the most entertaining person. That's been something that we've been working on. So if all it takes is a viral video, then I'm going to have to try to be a little more entertaining out there.
It's not all it takes. You had 5 excellent innings on the bump. Limited the party animals a bunch, added a handful of strikeouts.
It's true. It was a good day.
3-2-2.
Yes, that was an eventful one. Still not the best answer out there. We'll leave that to Maceo and a few of the other guys, but slowly becoming more comfortable with it. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but there is one dance coming up.
Ooh.
A longer one.
Love to hear that.
Prepare to be underwhelmed.
Yeah. Under promise, over deliver.
Yes. Story of my career.
Caprice says Iowa came to play. No doubt about that, Caprice. Reggie Horton, the man does not stop.
No. The amount of energy this guy has, day in, day out, tapped in, locked in, a floatable. He gets the boys going. It's tough to match his energy, but boy, do we try. He was actually my roommate a couple road trips ago, and he's high energy all the time until it's time for bed, and it takes him about 7 seconds to fall asleep. It's truly a wonder.
He was my roommate in Portland, Maine, and it was...
Did you have the same experience?
Yes.
Yes.
A lifelong memory. So funny. Head's on the pillow. He's holding me to a higher standard, making sure I'm locked in, tapped in, that I'm going to be a floatable on the following day, and then all of a sudden, he's asleep.
But when he taps out, it's immediate. He's always tapped in until it's 11:30 at night, and then I'm going to love a fan challenge here. I'm pretty sure that was a fair ball. Olsen is adamant that it was not.
They're not going to challenge it, which...
I've had a couple of those today where...
Oh, the Bananas are going to challenge it. Why are they challenging this?
The Bananas are challenging the rule on the field.
Jackson
Was it ruled fair?
Ruled foul.
It was ruled foul off the bat. We're going to go to a replay to see if it was a fair ball.
But what does that mean? Jackson didn't leave the batter's box. If it's a fair ball, he's just nothing. He's out at first. What happens?
I feel like it's got to be at least a single. He's not getting thrown out on that ever.
Nope,
It
you're
should
good,
be.
Zach Frangelo. Zach, Jackson never ran to first base. If this ball is fair, what does it even mean? Correct. And it still looks like a foul ball, so we're going to not overrule it. You're good. It was close, but I'm not seeing anything that says we should overturn this.
I don't think there's enough evidence to overturn
No,
this.
call stands. Absolutely perplexing challenge from the Bananas brass there. I have no idea what their goal was.
Who was it that challenged that?
The Bananas. Your head coaches, Adam Viron and Tyler Gillum.
Going to plead the fifth.
Smart move.
You took the words out of my mouth, John.
I'm Canadian. Am I allowed to plead the fifth?
Yeah, you have a visa right now.
I
So
do. That's fair.
that allows you to plead the fifth.
Okay. All right.
Obviously, you've seen it with the hockey pitch and with the toque that you're always rocking out on the mound, but as the only Canadian on either team, do you feel like it's your duty to share Canadian culture with all your friends in Banana Land?
I do, yes. Step one was getting the guys to call it a toque.
Yes.
I've
Took
heard-
me a while.
Took you a while? Oh.
Nice.
We've heard a lot of...
That was awesome.
Thank you.
That was pure magic.
Yeah, I've heard it called a lot of things. So step one was that. Step two was the hockey or the maple syrup.
Yes.
I did do trivia with some of the guys. That went to a varying degree of success. I would love to get one going with the party animals to see how much they know about the Great White North.
You did Canadian trivia?
I did. I made a TikTok about it and asked the guys a few simple Canadian questions.
Well, geez, you got two broadcasters up in the booth you could quiz.
Should we do it on the air, or should we save it for a TikTok?
Well, as Bryson Bloomer pops out to his counterpart, or scratch that and reverse it. Jackson Olsen pops out to his counterpart, who is Bryson Bloomer. Bill Leroy will now swing it and does not chase the curveball down and out. Olsen's now 1 for 3 with an RBI double. Bill is 0 for 2, reached on a trick play missed by Chase Acuff, and then was retired on a trick play by Chase Acuff. Now the turntables. And a 1-1 count. Yeah, Kellogg, blast us with some Canadian trivia if you've got it.
All right, we'll start with the ones from that I asked the Bananas. Do you know how many Canadian provinces there are?
I think I do, as Bill bat flips that thing to the moon on the 1-out single. I have a pretty solid guess. Josh, do you want to wager anything?
Chime in on it.
I also have a guess.
Okay.
I think there are 8.
Okay.
I think there's 7.
10.
Oh!
Wow.
And we have 3 territories.
What that means?
You guys have territories. You kind of get that.
Newfoundland?
Newfoundland and Labrador. That's a province.
Wow, Newfoundland and Labrador.
Yes, they're kind of grouped together. Kind of on the East Coast.
And that's a territory.
No, that's a province. The territories are the Northwest Territory, which is obviously located very north and very west.
Right.
The Yukon Territory is in the middle, and then kind of on the over the middle of the rest of Canada, but goes to the east is Nunavut.
Minova.
Nunavut.
Nunavut.
Yes.
I've heard that before.
I'll give you $100 if you can name the capital of it.
Of Nunavut?
Yes.
All of it.
Well played. Also well played. You're catching on.
Open mic hour here at this point in the night. The Party Animals keeping a close eye on pinch runner Malachi Mitchell here in for Bill Leroy as Ryan Cox 2 for 2 with a pair of singles, the first of which walked off the second inning and secured the only point the Bananas have gotten tonight. That's a gap that is owned by Reese Hampton.
The amount of ground that guy covers is silly.
No fly zone.
No fly zone. Very unfortunate for us.
Coxie now 2 for 3 on the night, and Danny Hosley, who has lined out and looped out to center field, is pinch hit for by the Italian stallion, Vinny DeRubius. Pride of Trumbull, Connecticut gets his first at-bat here in Des Moines. He was supposed to start tonight, but still nursing a sore left arm. So got yanked at the last second from right. Hosley moved back there from second, and Dalton Malden took over at second base.
Not to change the subject too much, but this is one of the first times I've seen your scorecard. And the amount of different ballpoint pens you have going on up here. I'd heard rumors of this from Talevsky's Jeopardy. However, still truly astonished.
I like colors, and they all mean something as Vinny D slaps that one through the left side.
What color does that one get?
Nothing. Everything that happens during the game is black.
Okay.
See what I mean? But anything that has happened on the tour beforehand notates whether a number is leading the tour, leading the team, maybe the worst on the tour.
Understandable. Okay. Thought it was all going to be done in yellow, but
it's really tough to see.
Fair.
I've tried it. Did not work out very well for me.
So say, with all the other colors you got on here, the one you do not have, ironically, is yellow.
It just doesn't really show up on the scorecard. Tried it back in 2020 and
better move, learn from your mistakes.
Correct. Haven't returned to that experiment. Dalton Malden cracks it down the third baseline. Bryson Bloomer deep in the hole. He is so impressive. He ends the 8th inning. Here comes the young professor.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to cast our gaze upon the scoreboard. Heading into the 9th inning, the score is 3 points for the Party Animals, 1 point for the Savannah Bananas. But here's the thing about the game of Banana Ball. In the final inning, every single run counts for a point. That means this is the time, the last opportunity for your Savannah Bananas to mount their comeback. Make some noise, Des Moines, and welcome to the final inning.
The young professor does not lie. Every run that is scored here in the 9th will count as a point. The Party Animals come in leading by 2. Danny Hosley will be up to the task of trying to keep the deficit for the Nanners at just that. He'll have 6, 7, 8. Joe Lytle, Garrett Delano, and Jason Swan due to swing it as Split has an enormous bag of popcorn. This can't mean anything good. And for the Bananas in the bottom of the 9th, it's going to be the top of the order when we get there. Of course, Jake Lialios, the Party Animals ring dude, Connor Higgins, your Arizona State buddy who spent his 3 years in campus, and the 3 years right after you, but you guys actually have trained together a decent amount in the offseason.
We have, yeah. So my first offseason after I was drafted, I went back and worked out at ASU, so saw him a little bit more there. He was one of the guys that we recruited, so I got to meet him on that recruiting trip and then worked out with him a little bit that offseason, and then most recently, this past offseason, we worked out together at a facility in Arizona.
Well, Ryan Kellogg, we would keep you in the booth all night long, but you guys need some late inning magic here, and if the victory does come, the starting pitcher for the Nanners is going to have to be shouted out down there. So we will let you go back and join your team, but thank you for blessing us with some Canadian wisdom. I will, for the rest of my life, know that there are 10 provinces and 3 territories.
Hopefully next time I can be up here again and can shine some more light on some information on the Great White North.
Let's do it to it. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for having me on.
There goes Mr. Ryan Kellogg. Banana starting pitcher tonight, the 6'6" southpaw. And with 7 years of minor league experience with the Chicago Cubs, just got to pitch in his previous AAA park for the first time as Banana. And now Danny Hosley will be the 4th Bananas pitcher to toe the slab tonight.
And little does Ryan Kellogg know, we listened to Canadia's finest Rush for BTV Album Club today.
It's a fact. One of the greatest albums of all time, I'll say it.
Moving Pictures.
It's a fact. I think it's top 50 on Rolling Stone's top 500 of all time.
It should be.
If it isn't, it's an absolute shame. 3-1 count now on Joe Lytle, the Party Animals catcher, who's 1 for 2 on the night. RBI double, a sprint, 2 runs scored, and he will grab his 2nd sprint of the night. A rare sight from Danny Hosley as, once again, Lytle is tapping the brakes and is going to settle with a 1-base sprint. And now Garrett Delano, 1 for 3 on the night. Our other pal we had in the broadcast booth tonight is our donut hitter, so if he strikes out, over 12,000 folks here in Principal Park will all be gifted with 3 donuts thanks to Duncan. Garrett told us it's really only the first at-bat that feels different. After that, you're back to banana ball. We'll see if he could continue a young Party Animals rally here in the top of the 9th, or Danny Hosley can win the battle. Currently 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, and we'll see how patient Garrett Delano is in this at-bat, already ahead 2-0. He's a guy who really doesn't like to take too many sprints. And Danny Hosley comes back on a 2-0 pitch and nails a strike on the inside corner there.
Good use of the fastball. Hosley also throws changeups and 12-6 curves. Lytle is out at second. Tried to time Danny Hosley, took off far too early. That's a pretty obvious thing to say. And the Party Animals now debating if they're going to challenge that. Looked like he was a pretty dead duck at second base. That's a huge first out for the Nanners.
Yeah, from our vantage point, it did look like Joe Lytle was out there at second base, and that's just where you see a little bit of over-aggression for Joe Lytle. He's a guy who likes to take those big turns on the sprints, and wisely decided to stay at first to make sure the Party Animals could just have a runner on base. But it's really difficult when he runs into outs, and Danny Hosley does indeed strike at Garrett Delano, and these Iowa fans are going home with some donuts tonight.
After a changeup to get strike 2, he gives Delano the 12-6 curveball. And the great folks here in the capital of the Tall Corn State fired up to be getting donuts from Duncan. Who else but Danny Hosley to get the job done? The best pitcher on this tour by far, who now has 80 strikeouts in 55 innings pitched. That's accounting for the 2/3 he's already got here in the 9th. Now Jason Swan, 2 for 3 on the night. 2 runs driven in, 1 apiece on a double and single in his last 2 trips to the dish. Any run scored in the 9th inning counts as a point. Danny Hosley trying to keep it just at a 2-point deficit here after a great stop on that bouncer from Bill Leroy.
And that's where that caught stealing for Joe Lytle feels awfully costly for the Party Animals. You want to try and tack on another run and point in this inning, especially considering you're not sure if Brett Helton is going out for a 9th inning to finish off this ball game, and you're also not sure if the Party Animals bullpen is going to be able to still hold that lead when the Bananas are such a good offensive team in the 9th.
It's a fact. The fans here patiently waiting, hoping that that ball would fall back down, and now they have realized that the broadcasters are up here. Jackson Olsen goes between his legs, his second trick play of the night. 19th and 21 tries on the tour. Here's the young professor again.
Any more points at the top of the 9th. Now it is the bottom of the 9th. The Savannah Bananas step into the batter's box one last time. They need 2 runs to tie it and send it to showdowns. But why settle for a tie when they can score 3 and walk it off to win the whole thing no matter what happens? Ladies and gentlemen, get ready because this is it!
The energy here in Des Moines, Iowa is absolutely incredible. The Nanners are down by 2 points, and the full capacity crowd has a chance to see more history as Brett Helton is out for the 9th inning. The only complete game in Banana Ball history was done by his teammate Sean Fluke. It was 6 innings back in Sacramento at the end of July in a game that ended because the power went out for a second and final time in Sutter Health Park. But Helton trying to complete the first ever 9-inning complete game in Banana Ball history.
It is unbelievable. He has pitched across 8 innings tonight. He's been credited with 7, and for Helton, he still has not even thrown 100 pitches for the Party Animals. He's at 95 entering this 9th inning, and we talked about it before the game, actually, Biko. Both of us saying that Brett Helton would need to pitch the game of his life tonight, and with the Party Animals and their backs up against the wall on this World Tour, Helton has done exactly that and now has the chance to finish off the Bananas and keep the Party Animals alive in this World Tour.
It's not going to be an easy 9th inning for Helton. The former Pittsburgh Pirates minor leaguer has the top of the Nanners lineup. D.R. Meadows, his first mountain to climb. The Nanners leader in batting average and on base percentage, 0 for 3 tonight. And that one gets the bottom of the zone. 1-1 count on the Nanners center fielder. Michael Deeb on deck, Dan Oberst in the hole. That one fouled out of the stadium. And a 2-2 count on the doctor. Big 2-2 pitch coming to the first hitter here in the bottom of the 9th. And of course, the count's going to go full.
1, 2, 3,
That one bounced to second. Dustin Baber between the legs, over to first. And a trick play for the first out here in the bottom of the 9th.
What a massive pitch from Brett Helton, and that just tells you what his night has been all about, being in these big situations and still being able to get the strikes across the plate, as he is still yet to allow a sprint to a banana batter tonight.
He did not break on the payoff pitch there. He starts Dan Oberst off with a curveball. Blocked excellently by Joe Lytle behind the dish. Deeb with a line out, fly out, and ground out. His balls have found his counterpart in left twice tonight as the cutter gets in on his hands, and it's a 1-1 count. Fans hoping to see a historic rally. Wild heater there from Helton, another acrobatic play behind the dish by Lytle. And it's a 3-1 count. For the second straight hitter, Helton is in danger of giving up his first sprint on the evening. Shirts flying around. The great people here in Des Moines, Iowa, losing their minds. That one gets the inside corner, and it's 2 straight full counts to begin the bottom of the 9th.
And it really does feel like you're starting to see a little bit of some fatigue from Brett Helton. We'll see if he takes anything off throwing this pitch and getting it over the plate. And again, his defense behind him is able to come up as Brett Helton makes another big 3-2 pitch. It is Reese Hampton corralling that one, and the Party Animals are 1 out away from splitting the state of Iowa.
D blinds out to Hampton for the second time tonight. He also flew out to Reese once. And now Dan Oberst is the last hope for the Bananas. And he's behind no balls and a strike. He's 2 for 3 on the night. Singles in the 1st and 7th inning. Ground out to short, sandwiched in between. Cranks that one to left. Reese Hampton is there, and it is the first 9-inning complete game in Banana Ball history. Brett Helton is the author of it. The Party Animals win 3-1, and they split the great state of Iowa.
What an unbelievable pitching performance from Brett Helton. 109 pitches, the complete game, and the Party Animals come away with a win. The most impressive pitching performance we've seen on the tour this year.
That's putting it lightly. A backflip from Helton, and Hampton to celebrate. And the Party Animals will church clap as they're able to split the first ever pair of banana ball games rather, here in the capital of the Hawkeye State. Shark lets the great folks here in Des Moines know that they have been absolutely tremendous over the past 2 nights. And you can say the same about Brett Helton. Another look as he put the finishing touches on the first ever 9-inning complete game in Banana Ball history. A masterclass in Banana Ball pitching. He trusted his defense, and the war paint on his face says it all. This guy was not going to be taken off the mound by Mike Vivacis, Sam Claycamp, or anybody else in his dugout. He was going to secure this win, and boy did he. I'm Pico Scala, that's Josh Chalevsky. What a heck of a Banana Ball game tonight.
I mean, once again, a 109 pitch complete game for Brett Helton, and to top it all off, 14 combined trick plays between the Bananas and the Party Animals, just 2 trick plays off the all-time record. You saw 3 fans catch foul balls for outs tonight, and DJ the Invader throwing the first sub-1-minute inning in Banana Ball history at 57 seconds. The state of Iowa really saw it all in tonight's Banana Ball game.
And Brett Helton notched the 5th fastest inning in Banana Ball history for the time being, until DJ threw the fastest inning in Banana Ball history and moved that one back to number 6. And Brett Helton, who had the quickest inning in Banana Ball history at 1 minute and 11 seconds, back to number 2 overall. I mean, just an incredible performance. The 2 runs that he allows in the 2nd inning are both unearned, and the reason why he pitches through 9 innings but is credited for 8 is because he doesn't get an out in that 2nd inning, the only time the Bananas scored a run or earned a point on the night. But golly, 8 full innings in the books of scoreless ball when it comes to the earned run category. I mean, you just can't say enough about Brett Helton, who only picked up 3 strikeouts along the way, but he trusted his defense. He mixed throughout his 4-pitch mix, and he didn't allow a sprint. I mean, it is truly, if you want to be a Banana Ball pitcher, just watch what Brett Helton did tonight because it was a masterclass.
And that is exactly why Banana Ball favors pitchers who throw strikes. Brett Helton knew to pitch to contact. The Bananas batters just weren't able to string those hits together. And once again, you're not allowing 3 base runners on those base paths.
Yeah, unbelievable work by Brett Helton. The history all over the place here in Des Moines, and the Party Animals get 1 game back against the Bananas. They now trail the season series by 7 games, and they have 8 games remaining on the schedule versus the Bananas. At least 8 in the books. We'll see how that varies with the ever-changing Milwaukee series, the second to last weekend of this here tour. Just an absolute doozy. A big thank you to the great folks in Des Moines, Iowa, as well as everybody who watched the broadcast tonight here in virtual Banana Land. A real doozy of 2 nights here in Principal Park. The Iowa clubs, the AAA affiliate, of course, of the Chicago Cubs, have been so welcoming. And I said it to Jesse Cole when we chatted after the 6th inning, but this is a stop I would be very happy to do again next year.
This feels like an incredible arena for Banana Ball. You saw the fans absolutely rabid about catching these foul balls, excited when the donut hitter struck out and they got the free donuts. I mean, you just felt energy the last 2 days here in Des Moines. We've got to come back. We've got to.
If it's up to us, which it isn't, we'll be back here next year. We'll see in October sometime we will be releasing the 2024 Banana Ball World Tour schedule, and that announcement will be forthcoming. There is no news that's going to be spoiled on the broadcast at this very moment. Before we shut things down, we do have a pair of Hokas to give away. Thank you to everybody who entered our lucky winner tonight. Drum roll, please. Oh, it feels so good every time. Callie Wiggle, congratulations on your free pair of Hokas. Thank you to everybody who watched the broadcast and entered the competition. We will be doing it again on our next broadcast, which will be Wednesday night back on the Eastern Time Zone, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Pregame, 7 p.m. will be first pitch in the hostess city of the South for the first of the 4 final games in Grayson Stadium on this tour. It is going to be an absolute doozy. Shout out our control room sitting in Grayson Stadium as we speak. Tremendous job for all our folks living an hour in the future. Our technical director, Griffin Ellis, and our director, Chad Reese. Great to have you in the control room, my dear friend. On audio, it was KD Duke. On the score bug, it was Kwanzi One Name. You know him, you love him. On the graphics, it was Julia Massey. And on the statistics that were being updated on those graphics, it was Mikey O'Connor. The entire control room, just absolutely the best in the biz on either side of the Mississippi River. I will stand by that as we're currently on the opposite side of it. For the folks here in Principal Park in Des Moines, Iowa, on the first base camera tonight, it was Emerson Elmgren, the Iron Horse of BTV, who has done so much behind the scenes here. Just incredible work, as per usual, from Emerson. On third base, it was Price Johnson. Check that. Price Jacobson. Thank you so much, Price Jacobson. Really good work on the third base camera. Same goes for Drew Reinhardt, back-to-back nights, dominating the high home camera. And on high first, AJ Laporte. AJ Laporte, thank you so much for absolutely being a monster on that high first camera. On the wireless cam, Gavin Ibsen. Gavin, thank you, my dear man, all over the field, getting incredible shots. And on our fan cam, all throughout the stands, getting some really unique shots, it is Bella Soto. Bella Soto, who right there in the Emerson Elmgren category, has done a ton to make these broadcasts happen over the past 3 days. Of course, our producer, our coordinating producer of BTV this weekend, Clayton Franklin, you're an absolute superstar. My dear man, incredible work. You really nailed it both of these nights. Our associate producer back in Savannah, Mr. Chris Haynes, an incredible job by you, Chris. Our YouTube king, Zach Bro, doing so much behind the scenes. It is absolutely obscene. And our Zappos and K-Club queen, Melissa Beal, a.k.a. Melly Beans, also known as Millicent Beans Supreme. The reason you get those Zappos and the reason the K-Club is the most fun club and exclusive club on the entire Northern Hemisphere. Josh Talevsky on the color commentary killed it as per usual.
Biko, I've got to tell you, your jokes per inning tonight were at an all-time high. Great work tonight. You called a great game.
Appreciate it. I was feeling goofy here in my first ever foray into the Hawkeye State. A big thank you to Garrett Moreno and Ryan Kellogg for joining us in the booth, as well as Jesse Cole for popping on a mic and giving us his incredible insight, and to our other executive producers of BTV, alongside Jesse, his wife Emily Cole, and dad Kerry Cole, and of course our president gallivanting all over Disney World. By the way, happy birthday, Collins. Jared Orton is the man who I was going to get to at some point in that run-on sentence. For Chad Reese, our other coordinating producer of BTV, and our director tonight, I am Biko Scala saying so long from Des Moines, Iowa for now. We will see you Wednesday night in historic Grayson Stadium. The Party Animals win a thriller 3-1. Brett Helton with the first ever 9-inning complete game in Banana Ball history, and DJ the Invader with the fastest inning in Banana Ball history, the first man ever to complete 3 outs in under a minute. What a doozy here in Principal Park. We will see you in historic Grayson Stadium on Wednesday night, and of course, we'll see you later!